He's a really good horse, exceptionally good looking and fast.
Lord Nelson lunged to win the triple. Lord Nelson charting a course to the Breeders' Cup.
Lord Nelson, a dominating performance.
Hi everybody, Dan Illman, Mike Beer for Weekend Wrap, taking a look back at last Saturday's Grade 1 Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies. Our coverage is presented by Into Mischief at Spendthrift Farm, and they break from the gate. And Moonshine Memories, the favorite in this race, the number 7, is going to go right to the lead. It looks like she's in a comfortable spot up front. Mike, you didn't like anybody down inside for most of the weekend, though.
I felt like the rail wasn't the place to be, certainly on Saturday. That's where she winds up. I like the idea. I like the thought of, come out of there running, go to the front in this race. You're the favorite. You're in here undefeated. You might as well, give her this kind of an opportunity. Maybe the rail didn't work out for her. I have a tough time thinking she was going to win anyway, Dan. I mean, this Baffert thing, Alluring Star, just goes right with her on the outside, and it feels like that horse always has her measure.
Sort of trading places from where they were in their prior start, the Chandelier, where it was Alluring Star on the lead, close down towards the inside, with Moonshine Memories on the outside. Another horse down towards the rail that didn't fire is the number 1, Heavenly Love, and at this point, it looks like she's in a great spot.
Yeah, this is the kind of trip that she sort of projected to get from the inside post. She has that kind of handy speed, and she's just sitting right in behind the lead here, tracking along. Unfortunately for her, and this probably has something to do with the rail and something to do with she's probably just not good enough, but she's under a ride already. Dan, she's going nowhere.
Alluring Star is going to try to get to the front right now, and Chad Brown's Separation of Powers, who ended up in a decent 3-wide spot from a tough outside post position, she's getting niggled on a little bit by Jose Ortiz, and it looks like Alluring Star's taking control of this thing, but from the back of the pack, a filly that had been wide every step. Here comes Caledonia Road.
Yeah, Caledonia Road getting underway now. Baffert's horse has taken over. Alluring Star, Separation of Powers is not going on. She can't reach contention. Caledonia Road does not stop coming through the stretch of this race. We watched the Bolt d'Oro replay in the Juvenile before this. He got that sort of tough, wide trip the entire way. This filly got a very similar trip to that horse, but she keeps coming through the stretch.
Alluring Star game, but no match for Caledonia Road. That's a 30-1 long shot. Blonde Bomber in from Gulfstream for Stanley Gold, finishing 3rd. And talk about bombers. Take a look at this dollar superfecta, over $29,000. Caledonia Road wins at 17-1 odds for Mike Smith and Ralph Nix. She ran really well in her prior start when beaten by Separation of Powers in the Frisette. She made a mid-race move down towards the inside at Belmont Park that day, but made that sustained run. And I think that put her in good stead here because she made a similar run, and this time she gave ground.
Yeah, I agree with all that stuff. I mean, she did run sort of deceptively well in the Frisette. That was a nice performance, and just her second career start, too. This was her 2-turn debut, and she did carry a ton of ground in this race. And she just kept coming through the stretch. And I do think that Alluring Star got a little tired in the stretch of this race, and that certainly helped this horse. It helped her closing finish, to be sure. But she carried her run a long way for the second time in a row.
Alluring Star got the better of the favorite, Moonshine Memories, of the 2 pace horses, took over the lead, and then ended up sort of drifting down towards the inside. And I wonder if that hurt her finish as well as that solid pace up front. She ran very well, and she retains her promise for Bob Baffert.
Yeah, she got it. This was a much improved performance from her prior start when Moonshine Memories defeated her. And that race, that was her route debut. She got very tired in the stretch of that race. She didn't get quite as tired here, but she still got tired at the end, and it starts to make me wonder how far she wants to go. But she's got some talent, she's got some speed.
Blonde Bomber fell far behind. She tried to follow Caledonia Road with a wide move. She finished okay for 3rd, but I think it was because some of these other horses were getting tired. Separation of Powers, kind of an even performance after chasing that pace. Moonshine Memories, no stretch kick whatsoever. Piedi Bianchi, even, although I thought that she was ridden a bit conservatively by Mario Gutierrez in between horses in the stretch. I still think there's something there. I wonder if she's a late-running sprinter. I'm not exactly sure yet. She reminds me a lot of Landover C for Doug O'Neill. Maybe she'll continue to improve next year. Blonde Bomber, have we seen her best? Did she just benefit from a lot of things going her way here, pace on the right part of the track?
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to be too hard on her. She was a big price in this race. They're a little slow coming in. It did sort of feel like after she got outrun last early in this race, she just sort of picked up some tired horses at the end. A little bit of a suck-up 3rd, but I don't want to knock her too much. She's okay.
I wonder Godot got into a little bit of traffic, I thought, in mid-stretch. She was never going to win this race, but it was a solid performance. She's run well on turf. She's run well on synth. I have a feeling her future lies on one of those surfaces.
I think so, too, but she had a little bit of an excuse in this race. I also wanted to give maybe a little excuse to Princess Warrior, the McTeague horse. She was on the rail the entire way. She got off it very briefly to run by a couple of horses who were stopping in front of her on the second turn. As soon as she got around them, she went right back to the inside.
Caledonia Road, a $140,000 yearling purchase by Quality Road, who's had a breakthrough 18 months or so in North America, wins the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies with an 82 Beyer speed figure for Ralph Nix and Mike Smith.